Right, this is 1.3, and this is the given sequence. Let's write this out. 4 x, y, and 18. Right, so this is given to us. And they say that the sequence is such that 4x and y forms an arithmetic sequence. Right, so if I look at these first three values over here, let me just get another color for us. If I look at these three, that's going to produce an arithmetic sequence. So if I say 4x and y, this is its own arithmetic sequence, okay? And then they also tell me x, y, and 18 form a geometric sequence. So if I look at the last three, so x, y, and 18, this is a geometric sequence. Okay, cool. So what we should know, arithmetic, okay. Before we even look at let's read the question quickly before moving on. Using the common difference of the arithmetic sequence, determine y in terms of x, and then 1.3.2 using the common ratio of the geometric sequence, determine y squared in terms of x. Easy enough. Okay. So firstly, they tell us this one's arithmetic, okay? And because it's arithmetic, we know that there's a constant difference. So from year to year, whatever I'm gonna add has to be the same thing as from year to year. So how do we find difference? Difference is always second minus first, right? Or consecutive terms, second minus first. So we're gonna say the second term here, which is x, and we're gonna subtract it from the 4. Second minus first gives us difference. And then we're going to do the same thing again. We're going to say y, so also difference, y minus x, right? So this was the difference between this is term 1, term 2, term 3. This is the difference between 1 and 2. This is the difference between 2 and 3. Because it's arithmetic, we know that the difference is constant. The first difference is constant. So whatever this is, that's why we could name them both D. Because this one and this one will have to be the same thing because it's arithmetic. So that's going to give us an equation. We'll say x minus 4 will equal to y minus x. Again, why do we know this? Because it's arithmetic, so the first difference is constant. They wanted this as y to be the subject, so let's get y alone. So I'm going to add x on both sides. So this is going to give me 2x minus 4 is equal to y. We like having y on the left-hand side, or rather, our subject on the left-hand side. So y is equal to 2x minus 4. Right? So they asked us to do the same thing with the geometric series, right? So this one over here is your geometric series. And again, if it's geometric, you know constant ratio. So we're going to do the same thing. So we will say that r is going to equal to the second. So this, in this case, this is my second divided by my first. So it's going to be the y divided by x. And then again, r is going to equal to the third divided by the second. So that's 18 over y. And again, because this is what did we say? Because this is geometric, we know that the r's have to equal to each other, so these must be equal. So we'll have a new equation, y over x is equal to 18 over y. So we want y to be our subject, right? Or rather, they said y squared. So let's cross multiply. So I'm going to multiply both sides with y and multiply both sides with x. So if this gets multiplied by y, the y's cancel. And if this gets multiplied by, let's say we're multiplying by xy on both sides. So on my right hand side, I have 18x. On my left hand side, well, that's the wrong one, cancelling, I have y squared. Okay, so we have this equation in terms of y squared. We have this one in terms of y. Right, that was 1.3.1 and 1.3.2. Let's go back to our questions quickly. Great. The last part of this question, 1.3.3. Hence, calculate the value of x and y. Okay, so now we need to use the information that we received from the previous two questions. So those two equations here, we're going to use this and we're going to solve for x and y. So we're solving simultaneously. So we should know some steps for us. Make x or y the subject. Y is already the subject. Put the new equation into the other one. So we're going to take this one and put it in here. So I'm going to say y squared is equal to 18x. Now, what is y? Y is this thing. which is 2x minus 4. Okay, what did I do? I wrote this equation, y squared equals 18. But instead of y, I replaced it with this equation. Okay, we're solving simultaneously. What we've created is an equation that only has one variable, only x's. So therefore, we can solve for x. Right? So this 2x minus 4 is being squared 2x minus 4. So the 2x multiplies with 2x, the 2x multiplies with negative 4, minus 4 multiplies with positive 2x, minus 4 multiplies with minus 4. So you're going to do that. You're going to end up with 4 terms. 2 middle terms will be like, so you'll add them. So I'm going to do this in one step for us. And it's going to be 4x squared, positive 16. I know I need to have a middle term here. The middle term is this one times this one. So that's negative 8 times 2, negative 16x. Okay. So if you don't know what I did there with my short version, you go do this whole thing and you finish that. All right. So we wanted in terms of x. So, well, we wanted equal to 0. We want standard form. So we're going to subtract the 18 on both sides. So this is going to give me 4x squared minus 16 minus 18 is minus 34x plus 16, and this is equated to 0. Okay, so let's divide all of this with 2. Divide by 2, divide by 2, divide by 2, divide by 2, and this is going to give me 2x squared minus 17x plus 8 is equal to 0. Right, so we need to factorize this now. I think I'll factorize it for us, but there's multiple ways to do this. Let me maybe show you this one. If you are fortunate enough to have this white calculator, you can go to mode, you can go to number 5, which is equation, and we're going to pick the quadratic equation, which is number 3. Okay, and then you might just put a, b, and c in. A is 2, b is minus 17, and c is positive 8. And if you do that, it will tell you that your first x value is 8 and your second x value is a half. All right, so nice cheat calculator there for us. Let's say we don't have that. You could use the quadratic formula also, or you could maybe factorize. So how would I factorize this? The factors of 2. So the factors of this first one is 1 and 2. I'll double up that one because it's prime. And the factors of 8, it's 1 and 8, 2 and 4. I'm going to multiply across and try and find my middle term, which is my 17. So 1 times 8 is 8, 2 times 1 is 2. So if I have an 8 and a 2, can I get my negative 17? All right, not going to work. 1 times 4 is 4, 2 times 2 is 4, 4 and 4 get me this. Okay, not going to work. So that pairing didn't help. Let's try this one. 2 times 6 or 2 times 8 is 16, and 1 times 1 is 1. Can that get me my middle term? Sure, it can. How will it get it? Both of these need to be negative. So this one and this one worked for me. Okay, so I'll make my 2 sets of brackets then. The ones on my left hand side are my x coefficient, so it's going to be 2x and x, and the 2 multiplies with the 8. Right, so the 2 and the 8 have to be in opposite brackets. The 1 multiplies with the 1 is there, has to multiply with that one. I need negative 16, so the 2 times the 8 gives me 16, but I need it to be negative. And I need a negative 1. 1 times 1 needs to be negative to get me the negative 1. So that's how we would factorize that. And there's our 2 x solutions. Once you have x, obviously you need to find y. So let's go put these x's back into this one. I think out of these two, this one is the more simple one. So we will say y is equal to 2 times the x value minus 4. Our first x value is 8. That is 16 minus 4. It is still 12. And then the other one on the side, y is equal to 2 times x minus 4. X value is a half. So that's 1 minus 3. Okay, so there we have a certain x that corresponds to that y, a certain x that corresponds to that y, and we have solved our question. That's 1.3.